What's up, everybody? So, just letting everybody know, we usually drop a show a week, but we're going to be a little bit sporadic here during January and February. So, y'all bear with us. We've got a lot of exciting things going on with the show, and we're trying to cover everything we can. So, it's all about getting it all together to bring y'all better stuff. So, this is going to be awesome. And how we're doing that, by the way, is we're getting really, really good artists. And I totally forgot to ask her how she says her last name, but oh my God, let's talk to Faith Schueler. I hope I said that right. Did I say that right?
Great. You said it great. Schueler. Yeah.
It's amazing. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't.
Well, that's okay. Yeah. I always say this last name chose me. I did not choose it, but yeah, everybody butchers it. So you did great.
Well, yeah, I try.
Well, what's up, David? How are you?
I am wore out tired. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning, went and painted a house, got home fast enough to grab a shower. Caitlin got here. She got everything set up, and I just plopped down in the chair.
There you go. Honestly, January, like getting back in the swing of things after the holidays is insane. January has been the longest month of my life.
Well, it's crazy, but well, Christmas, I mean, it was like everybody up here come down with that croup that's going around.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. On New Year's Day.
Well, December, I was doing a show with, who was I doing a show with? Caleb? Was it Caleb? No, it was Garrett.
I don't remember. There was a lot.
I can't remember, but I was doing a show, and right in the middle of the show, I lost my voice.
No. Oh my gosh, that's like the worst luck ever.
Yeah. I mean, even I got a shot of bourbon.
Yeah.
I was trying to clear my throat out and everything, and I did a shot. I felt no burn. I felt nothing.
That's awful. That's when you know you need to rest.
I was like, I need to just go to bed. I'm done.
Yeah. Well, speaking of not having a voice, last year, one of the craziest things I've ever done in my life, I injured my vocal cords. I actually broke a blood vessel in my vocal cords. And she said, my doctor was like, hey, you can't talk for like 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks turned into 4 weeks. And then 4 weeks turned into 6 weeks. I did not speak for 7 weeks.
Man.
Not a peep. I would say hello, like before I went to bed, just to keep my sanity and make sure that I could still talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, when something's wrong with your vocal cords, it is the scariest thing as a singer, a host, so I can understand that's nerve-wracking.
Oh yeah, it was well, what was weird was the very next week we had the CMA Christmas party.
Yeah.
And I'm at the Christmas party, can't say a word.
No. Oh my gosh. Yes, I understand the pain. I went to a Jelly Roll concert and had a whole entire conversation with Jelly Roll on an app on my phone that had to speak for me because I could not talk.
Yep. Well, I got lucky. I had my executive assistant, Julie. She was free and went to the Christmas party with me.
There you go.
She was actually talking for me.
Yes.
It was crazy, man. I'm telling you, it's I don't wish this crap on anybody.
No, and it's hard. And I think people don't understand, just as a host or a singer or even teachers, when you're using your voice every single day like that, that's I mean, it's almost like an athlete. You're going to get injured. You've got to really take care of that. And overusing it is definitely a thing. So it happens. It's like an injury. It's being out for a season.
Oh, it'll bring you down real quick.
Oh yes, and it will also humble you. And you're like, how am I supposed to be performing without a voice?
I don't think I'd do good just sitting here with a whiteboard. I mean,
no, you find ways. I took so much pride in the fact that I could still make people laugh, and I was completely silent. I was okay, maybe I am kind of funny.
It was crazy though. I mean, I think I'd actually gotten a little bit of my voice back.
Okay.
We do the Christmas for Kids every year over here in Hendersonville with the tour buses.
Oh, so cool.
So I was able to actually talk a little bit, but I couldn't, boom out like
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah, I hear you. It's tough.
It's crazy.
I know.
So what all you got going on? I mean, you doing the country music. You're a singer. You're a radio personality.
Yeah, I've got a lot going on.
I mean, but when do you breathe?
Very rarely. Actually, like to do this interview, I was sprinting up the stairs. Like I'm like light on, hat on, like I'm getting everything ready. This is how my week is all the
Yeah.
time. I rush and I will cram my calendar in because that's like the way I am. I'm like if there's no tomorrow for me, you bet your bottom dollar that my day is going to be packed full of everything I can possibly do in the world before I go or whatever. That's just my mentality. And so, yeah, I have a lot going on all the time. I believe nothing is, worth it if it's not like, if you're not willing to work hard for it, And so,
Well,
like,
exactly.
I want this so bad. It is my ultimate dream to be, a country music singer selling out stadiums and to just allow the world to hear my songs and know them and love them. Like, I want that so bad that I'm willing to do anything. So I take every chance I can. I'm always taking meetings and working really hard, writing songs, recording them. Like, I don't think people understand how much goes into being an artist, especially an independent artist. Like,
Oh, yeah, it's rough. I mean, it's just, and once you factor in all the things that people have to do, and then you start factoring in, now you've also got to keep up with social media, keep it revived, keep it fresh and new every day. It just gets crazy as all get out.
yeah, I mean, really, it's just something you have to take day by day. And I've had to learn to really just like try to, like, if I think about everything as a whole or a big picture, like, I obviously have goals and things that I'm working towards. But if you sometimes look at everything, it becomes very overwhelming. So I've just learned to take it day by day, kind of understand today, these are my goals. This is what I want to do to like get closer to being successful. And just that's what I try to do, because if you look at it all at once, it's so scary and overwhelming. But like I said, you just got to work hard towards it.
Yeah, because and I'll be totally honest, there has been times, especially with this podcast,
Yeah.
that I've about said, screw this.
You're like, hands up, we're done.
Because now it's gotten now like, well, right before, let's see, November, December. Yeah. Right at the end of November, going into December.
Yeah.
And then coming out of the break and everything else, starting season 3. You're actually the second show on season 3.
Oh my goodness. I'm so honored.
But it's turning into, I'm living my life on an itinerary.
Yeah.
A calendar, and
it's overwhelming, right?
It gets crazy.
Yeah.
And then you've got artists hitting you all the time. Hey, I'm playing here. Can you come? Can you, and look, dude, you're like playing in Detroit or something. I'm not coming to Detroit.
I know. Oh my goodness. Well, when things get really overwhelming to me like that, and I'm like, oh, like I just want to throw my hands up or like, be done. Like I'm overwhelmed. Like I go back and think over about a year ago now. So it would have been not this December, but last December. I remember being like, I've got nothing, like nothing going on. I was so defeated and I was so not busy. And the silence and the space gave me so much anxiety. It made me feel like I was not doing well, like in my career. And so now when I'm like busy all the time and people are emailing me and they're like excited about my songs and they're requesting meetings with me, like I have to take a step back and be like, Faith, Like, if you could just tell your little self, like, when you were 5 that this was gonna be your life, you would think that you were Hannah Montana. Like, you would think you were the coolest person and that you were living your dreams, and so I, like, learned to just not complain about it because I'm like, a year ago, I was so unbusy and thought my life was just not going where I wanted it to be, and now I'm, like, so busy, but I'm so grateful for being busy, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. I mean, I see on year 2, I got to feeling a little bit like that. I kept feeling like I'm doing all this and it's not getting appreciated. It's not,
Yeah.
and I had an artist come on and was in studio, and they were so appreciative of being on the show and everything. They even brung me stuff. I mean, I've got a bookcase over here full of freaking stuff now, but it was just that little itty bitty thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hell yeah.
Yes, it's nice to be, heard and to be seen and to know that, like, all this work you're putting in, people are watching, and, like, I think that's as a creative, and I'm sure you understand this, like, even if, a handful of people listen to my songs or, like, someone says something about it, like, that makes me so happy because people are listening, and it's showing that people are out there to, like, appreciate your work and that what you're doing is, like, real and it can be something that becomes successful. And so that's what keeps me going is, like, when someone's like, I think your music is so amazing and it's really helped my life. I'm like, thank you. You just made my month. I'm gonna take that comment and use that for my motivation and fuel for the next month.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's just little things.
Yeah, it's the little things. It's so sweet, and, like, it shows that people, like, really, they watch and they pay attention, and I love that.
I have had, and I don't know your setup or what all you do on the radio show and everything, but I've had people actually make comments
Mhm.
about stuff that's on my shelf.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm like, y'all were zooming in instead of watching the show, trying to see what's on my shelf.
They're like, "What's that behind you?" Oh my gosh, I love that. Now you need to start, like, now that, people are paying attention, you should start, like, putting different stuff on the shelf and, like, make it a game.
I thought about that,
You
but
should. Yeah.
the bad part about it is Julie, my executive assistant, she's wanting to get another shelf and then a big one back in the back of the table.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, good God, woman.
Oh my gosh. You just more stuff, more stuff. I
More
don't know,
stuff.
that might give me anxiety. That might be a little that might be too much.
I like clean, neat lines.
Yeah, that would overwhelm me. I would probably offer to come over and organize it for you.
Well, hopefully everything goes right.
Yeah.
We are not going to be at the house too much longer. So,
Okay. Okay. Well, then maybe hold off on that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'll be more fun in an actual studio somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. But that's a cool idea, and I love that it shows people pay attention, so that's great.
It amazes me how they do that.
Yeah, I know.
And that's somebody else was telling me they changed a design on a t-shirt for their merch.
Yeah.
They changed the design and they got a lot of comments on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, artists need to just like get on Facebook or whatever social media and throw up 2 or 3 designs and then have everybody vote. Which one do y'all like better?
Yes. You as an artist, like, and I was just talking to my friend Logan about this the other day. Like, we were like, fans pay attention to everything. Like, you can have the label, you can have the publishing deal, you can have like the manager, and all of that is great to help you. But at the end of the day, the thing that matters the most is the fans and the audience and the people who are going to buy the tickets, buy the merch, who are going to help you like vote on, give their opinion. Like, Taylor Swift does that all the time. And she gets really involved with her fans, and that's why they have such a bond and connection. Like, you want to take those fans and make them your friends, and you want to make them feel seen and feel heard just like you would to one of your friends.
Yep. And you don't want to piss off the Swifties.
No, actually, please don't do that. I personally would be terrified. I would be so scared.
It'd be the biggest cancellation you ever got out of anybody.
Yeah, just don't dog on Taylor Swift. I'm a Taylor Swift stan, though. Like, I've gotten inspiration from her my whole life, my whole career. She's actually the one who inspired me to start music after watching her Tim McGraw music video on CMT with my mom. And
Right.
I looked at the TV and I said, that's what I want to do. So here I am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Of course, I've run some sound for some artists, and one was having like a showcase. A manager was coming in to watch her and everything. And Taylor Swift had the room after we did. So we were getting everything out, cleaning up. Her people's coming in and everything else. So that was the first time I actually even knew she was just starting out in country music.
So cool.
And then I'll never forget the first time I heard Shake It Off.
Oh, yeah.
I was in my car just jamming.
Yes. It's so, yeah. I was I don't know. Like, I was probably a teenager. I don't know when that song came out, but like, I remember it was a bop. It was so fun.
Yeah. I can't remember how old I was. I'm too old to remember now.
No, you're not. Not a day past 22.
Ha!
Not a day past 22, David.
Yep. Check your P.O. box. I'm sending you something for that.
I love it. Oh my gosh. So how'd you get involved in all this?
How did I get involved in all this?
I'm asking you questions now. This is my interview now.
Oh, it's okay. I don't care. I actually like that. But no, I used to do lights and sound all over Nashville.
Right.
From the time I was 19 on up. And then the third wife, yes, you can laugh. After the third wife, after the third wife, I had all this free time on my hands.
Yeah.
Because I done swore off dating and everything else,
Valid, honestly. Me too.
And I drive a truck for a living.
Okay.
I was driving locally, and two of my friends drive truck.
Uh-huh.
So we were all the time on the phone talking to each other and stuff. One of them, Thomas Marino, he's a producer over indie films and stuff.
Okay, that's so cool.
And the other buddy of mine, Eric Morrow, he actually does some voiceover work and stuff like that. And he actually worked on one of the films with Thomas. And we were sitting there. I was talking about getting back into it, but I didn't want to do the lights or the sound anymore. I wanted to do something different, something that actually helped out artists.
Yeah.
Because during my career, I noticed I was getting screwed over left and right. Wouldn't get paid for what I did.
Right.
I seen how these clubs and everybody were treating some of these artists. And look, we all got day jobs, sometimes two jobs, and trying to do the music career and everything else we got to do.
A lot.
So I decided, by the behest of both of them, why don't you do a podcast? And I started looking into it, and I'm like, okay. And of course they were like, dude, you got the voice, do a podcast. And I'm like, look, I'll do whatever. And I've studied it for 6 months, and I put everything together, and I got over 20K in gear and equipment here in the studio. I've got, you could bring your band in and set up in the living room, complete with in-ear monitors.
Wow.
The whole 9 yards. I've got a 3-camera setup.
Wow. That's amazing. And that's so awesome. And I personally appreciate that so much as an artist myself, especially an independent artist, it means the world to us to have these opportunities and to get to share our stories. And to, just keep putting ourselves out there. So, and it
Right.
takes people like you believing in us and coming up with an amazing idea like that to give us the opportunity to do it.
Well, honestly, I watched a lot of podcasts and I watched stuff.
Yeah.
And about the best, I'm a quality guy. It's
Right.
got to be damn near perfect for me to put it out.
Yeah, me too. I'm a perfectionist.
And you sit there and you look at Rogan
Mm-hmm.
and you sit there and look at Howard Stern.
Mm-hmm.
The video's good. The audio is really good.
Right.
I'm an audio guy. The Caitlin, my producer, she's an audio girl with a degree,
Yeah.
and we just, I think she's been with me almost a year and a half now. And we've just been playing with the video and getting everything going right. And it's been a blast, but I did it all for the right reasons, I feel. And that's to get that independent artist out there, get them heard, and people can actually listen to their story.
Yes. Yeah, that's so sweet. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Like you are killing it. I've checked out your other podcasts and everything. I was so excited to come on the show, and like I just know, me speaking for literally all independent artists, like we totally appreciate that. So
Well,
y'all are doing great.
everybody is more than welcome, because I've just been having fun doing it, because
Yes. You get to meet so many new friends.
now all we got to do is what we got to do now? Oh yeah, I remember. We need to get your butt to Nashville.
Yeah, I'm in Nashville.
You're in Nashville? What the heck? I was told you was over in South Carolina.
No, so I do split time sometimes. So like today I am, but my schedule is crazy. And then I go home I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, grew up by the beach, sort of. About 25 minutes away. But yeah, I stayed there for a long time. I started working at iHeartRadio there, but luckily, like my show, I can do from anywhere. So
Yeah.
I get the honor and privilege of coming to Nashville. So I also live here and I play shows, and I've been traveling, playing shows and music. So it's been good. I'm living the dream.
Well, say we get studio in Nashville, then you can just drive around the block and come on in.
I think that needs to happen immediately.
We're working on it.
Okay, perfect. You let me know if you need help.
Like you said, it's meeting after meeting.
Yes. Well, that's basically where I'm at right now. It's just like meeting with everybody, and I'm a little social butterfly. I actually used to have the biggest fear of public speaking. I could sing in front of anybody, but that's actually why I accepted my radio job, is because I was so scared of public speaking that I forced myself to take this radio job so I would get better at public speaking. And, first day I came home and I cried and I said, I don't think I can do this. But here I am.
What's weird about that is most people will tell you during public speaking,
yeah,
it's easy, go up there, just say what you got to say. And if you have trouble with it, just picture your audience is naked.
Yes, that never worked.
And I'm like, dude, I've seen some of these people. I don't want to see some of them naked.
Please spare me. Spare me. It's like, why would I want to picture that? Do you think that's going to be funny to me?
Yeah, really.
Yes. No, I've gotten a lot better with it. I don't know. I just had to like overcome that fear. I guess because I don't want to rehearse what I say. And when you sing, everything's rehearsed. Like you can practice all day long, practice your moves, practice your song. It's the lyrics. Like you're going to have to say those lyrics. But when you're speaking, you don't want to just sit there and like read from a book. So I had to learn how to like start, answering on the fly, coming up with jokes on the fly. And now I'm like, don't make me bring out the dad jokes, but
yeah.
Jokes.
Nothing like the dad jokes.
Nothing like the dad jokes.
My dad I felt like he was just like the king.
Yes.
Jokes.
I do love a good dad joke. I'm not going to lie. They're kind of funny.
I never crack the dad jokes. I just point out Told you.
Told you. Yeah, I love that one. The only one I've been using lately is it's like I went to the doctor the other day and they told me I was going deaf. It was hard to hear. And I just thought that was the funniest thing I ever heard. But yeah, I'm gonna stick to singing in my day job.
Yeah, well, you could always just write a song about it.
Yeah, there you go. Some humor in music and songwriting.
Well, you got to.
Yeah.
I think, oh Lord, over the years, there was just like so many artists out there that was just doing the humor twist to the music and everything. And I loved the crap out of it. Rodney Carrington was one of them. I loved his stuff. Although some of his stuff was risque. I'll have to say that.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Rodney Carrington is?
No.
Oh my God. Girl, he was a really good friend of I can't believe I forgot his name.
That's
I want to shoot myself now. He just passed away.
Oh no. I don't know who that is. Is that bad? Am I being too honest?
No, I'm sitting here kicking my butt that I totally forgot his name. See, this is what happens when you get 59. You space out. You forget what.
You're like, wait a minute. What was I saying?
Yeah. Beer for my horses, whiskey for my men. Who sang that?
Beer for my horse.
I'm looking it up.
You're looking it up. I should know this. He was a great singer because I keep telling everybody I'm going to have one of those moments.
Wait. Oh, Toby Keith?
Yeah, Toby Keith. That's it.
He's passed away.
Because I keep telling everybody I'm going to have a Toby Keith moment one day.
Yeah.
But he was really good friends with Toby Keith, and he was in that movie with him, and they wrote a bunch of songs, and he was just a funny as all get out guy. You have to look it up.
Okay, I'll look him up.
Rodney Carrington.
I'll have to get some of my jokes from him.
Yeah, be careful because he's got some risque ones.
Okay, so maybe not for me, but I'll appreciate them. maybe not for me to speak out loud.
Yeah,
that's like I wrote it down, so I'm gonna go look him up later.
Who was that guy a long time ago? He used to what was that song? The Streak. He's got a bar in Nashville, I believe.
What artist doesn't have a bar in Nashville?
That's what I was about to say.
I feel like there's new ones on every corner.
Only thing you got to do is go down there one weekend,
leave,
and blink.
Yep, and there it is. Yeah, I know. Every famous person has a bar. I don't know if I were to ever like get to that point. I want like something different, like something cool, but not. I don't know if I'd go for a bar.
Well, say I want to take, if I was to actually do a bar, I want it to be more old school.
Yeah.
Where they actually have the full lighting, the really nice stage, everything set up for the fans to actually enjoy the show.
Yeah. Not just like a corner.
Yeah.
More like a music space.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can go to Brooklyn Bowl. They've got a really good start.
Well, I went to the BMI event this past year at the Brooklyn Bowl, and it was very cool.
Yeah. And then, well, the first time I ever went to Brooklyn Bowl was not too long ago. It was in December. I went and seen the Iron Maiden tribute band, the Iron Maidens.
Okay.
It's the all-female tribute to Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Actually had one of the guitarists on my show, Nikki Stringfield.
Oh, cool.
She's awesome. But I did the VIP package, all that stuff.
Right.
And they were actually opening up for Zakk Wylde. And I went in and I was just like, holy crap, they've got like staging lights, and everything. And that's
so cool.
It was awesome. I loved it. I'm just like, I would build something like that, but part of me also wants to do like a bar, like Cheers or something.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I feel like I love to bake. So a weird part of me is like I want like a bakery slash like a daytime, like where you can come get mimosas and like stuff like that, you know, like a little more like a cafe style. But that's just so
Yeah.
me.
That would be fun though.
I always wanted a bakery, but I just think it would be so cute to have like an artist bakery. I don't know.
You could have like little brownie shaped into guitars and stuff.
Yes, like things like that. That's what Nashville needs, in my opinion. But that's just because I love baked
Well,
goods.
Now,
So
when I was younger, on Lower Broadway, there used to be a little store there,
yeah,
and it was called Candyland.
okay.
And it was like the old 40s and 50s soda shop,
Oh, so cool.
and had you could go in there and get a banana split, you could get a float, whatever you wanted.
So cool.
And it was an awesome little spot. And I was so sad when it went away.
Aw.
They put a bar there.
I wonder why. I wonder why they would choose to do that.
I don't know. I mean,
That'd be crazy.
well, you got to remember, I was born and raised in this town.
Yeah.
Broadway has changed so much.
Yeah. They call it Nash Vegas now, don't they?
Well, I mean, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And then you get the woohoo girls running around on the chariots.
Girls. Oh, the first time I ever came to Nashville, I said, "What is going on?" And I was like 16, and I just see these girls hanging out this like tractor looking thing. And I'm like, what is happening? And
Mm.
now, that used to just be so wild to me. And now I'll just like go on a walk and I don't even hear them anymore. I'm just like,
Oh, well, it's those pedal carts.
oh, yes. And you're not even doing anything. Like, you're not actually moving it.
No, it's actually battery ran.
Yeah, you're just getting a workout.
I'd be one of those people like, screw you, I ain't pedaling. But
I ain't pedaling. This is all on you.
but you got the pedal cars, and then you've got the school buses that they've chopped up and all that stuff.
I've seen golf carts.
And then let's not forget the Bridezilla tram, those trams that run around. And
Yeah, got trams, like monster truck looking things.
yeah.
Monsters. I mean, they get very creative with
Yeah,
their.
because I actually seen a John Deere tractor the other day pulling a cart.
Yes, I mean, like whatever will move. I feel like they've found a way to use it.
I ought to take a team of mules down there and just rent a mule.
You honestly, that would probably be a hit. I think you're onto something. A team of mules.
Yeah, just hey, you can rent them. Take off. Do what you gotta do.
I've got a name for it. I just can't say it on the show.
I can say it, the Jackass Express.
I'm glad you said it because I wasn't going to, but I was thinking that could be. You're onto something. I think.
So that's the difference between radio.
Yeah, and podcast. There you go. That's hilarious.
But I'm trying to tone it down.
Yes, you're doing good. It's okay.
Julie would be proud because usually she's throwing stuff at me or telling me, or holding up a whiteboard. Stop it.
Stop. Don't say that. Don't say that. It's okay. Well, my mom's watching this show and I got to keep my morals. So.
Oh, okay.
I'll try to please her.
Mama's watching.
Oh, she is. She's actually in town. She's probably downstairs watching it right now.
Oh, cool. Hi, Mom.
Hey, we call her Mama Jules, and I bring her on the road with me all the time. She runs my merch. She's my momager. She'll help me carry in equipment. Like, she's the best.
Keeping the weird guys away from you, all the good
I
stuff.
just got a bat. Y'all better run. She's like, she'll stand a couple feet behind me, and she just scowls at people. I'm like, Mama, that was a perfectly nice fella, and you're just giving him the evil eye. Like, he didn't deserve that. And she's like, no, he looked at you. And I'm like, well, Julie, I'm a human being. He walked past me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid he wants your phone number or something.
She's my personal bodyguard, let's say. One time she was like, here, Faith, here's a can of wasp spray. This is going to help you. This is going to keep you. When I first moved in my apartment, that's what she said. This is your protection. I said, wasp spray? She said, yep, it shoots 10 feet. I said, good grief, where'd you see that? And she said, on TikTok.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. That's my mama in a nutshell for you.
And now everybody's freaking out over TikTok's going away or something.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. A part of me is a little sad, and it's like been helpful for music. But you know what? We live in 2025. There's always going to be something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because well, my show's on TikTok. They do. My daughter does my TikTok on, and I just I don't even know what all I've got up there. There ain't no telling what I've got up there. She's in charge of it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I honestly think that TikTok has been great for a lot of artists. It's a platform. I've definitely utilized it, but it's sad to see it go. There's not much we can do about it. I guess the best thing is to try to find another platform, and people will they'll frolic somewhere else.
Yeah. Just everybody move back to Instagram.
Yeah, back to Instagram.
That's where that was to begin with.
I know, before COVID years.
It's okay. I was on the MySpace kick when it came out. So
were you the MySpace kick?
Yeah, because I was doing I had my own production company then.
Okay.
So
maybe we'll bring back MySpace.
Well,
that would be interesting.
Yeah. Well, my daughter she could write code on there and do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, she was bad.
Oh, that's crazy. That's pretty cool.
She was smart as all get out. But she's one of those people that say you was to come over the house, hand her a guitar, give her a couple of days, and she'll sit down on the couch and play you a song.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's sheer talent, isn't it?
It's I hate her. But anyway.
I hate it.
I can't play. I've tried playing bass, guitar, drums. I do not have that ability. My grandmother, she could play. Well, my great grandmother, she played piano at the church all the time.
Okay.
And she played by ear.
Right.
Well, my daughter got that because I bought her a bass one time. Next thing I know, she's just plunking away on it.
Right.
Somebody paid me by giving me a keyboard one time. I gave her the keyboard. A week later, I come home. She's playing Evanescence on the keyboard.
Wow, that's impressive.
And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, I feel like some of that stuff, like people will ask me, they're like, how'd you learn how to sing? And I was like, well, I never really learned. I just did. But honestly, you could hand me a soccer ball and I'm going to trip over the ball and fall on my face. Like some people are just like good, at some things. We've got our strengths and weaknesses. I truly believe sometimes you're just born with it. And like I was not born to be a professional soccer player, but I was born to be a singer. So everyone's got their own thing, and that's so cool. And that's why I'm always like, you got to lean into that. Everyone has their talents. Everyone can sing, but maybe just not, the best. But everybody can sing.
I sound better in the shower. Trust me.
Oh, that's where everybody sounds better. Perfect place to practice.
Or 3 sheets in the wind listening to Hank Williams Jr.
Oh, there you go. Hank Williams Jr.
Because when I was younger, we did, a bunch of us would go out 4-wheel drives.
Yep.
And we go 4-wheeling and stuff. Then we go up to buddy of mine, Mike Bowers. I've known him since first grade. We would go up to his granddaddy's farm. And next thing you know, we got a bunch of trucks parked around, big bonfire going, and every damn truck with the same damn song on.
There you go. Don't you just love that?
I miss that.
Aw, that's sweet. That's a cool vibe.
Yeah. I mean, it's really cool just to sit around and the friendship.
Yeah.
And everybody on tune, half drunk, trying to sing on tune to Hank Williams Jr., and
that's sometimes those moments are what makes like the best songs and like gives you the best inspiration for things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've had a lot of moments like that too, where I'm like, you know what? This has just been the best day. I think I'm going to go write a song about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's, I think a lot of people, though, and I'm not downing anybody, I'm just saying, I think a lot of people will write a song and they haven't lived it.
Right.
And it conveys in the song.
Yeah. No, for sure.
You don't get that feeling out of it. You don't get that soul in it,
I think that's why so many artists nowadays are writing, like, they're writing their own music, or they're at least in the writing room. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like back in the early 2000s, you would see a lot of artists, which there's nothing wrong with this. This is amazing, and some phenomenal songs have come from this. But, a lot of artists would just, like, have songwriters write a song for them, and then they would sing it. But, like, obviously, I'm sure they're choosing songs that they relate to. But you have to have some the song has to resonate with you in some measure for you to deliver it emotionally and for people to connect with that. And so, like, I think as a songwriter myself and a singer, when I'm in the writing room, I'm always trying to think of what personal experiences I've been through, what stories I can pull from, because like you said, it shows. Like, it shows in the music, it shows in the recording, on stage, and that's why people listen, is because they can feel in their heart what you're saying, when you sing the song.
Well, that's like, there was that big wave of I flattened the tires on his big jacked up 4-wheel drive, and
Very underrated, yeah.
There was a lot of negativity towards guys, narcissists,
Right.
and
Right.
all that stuff. And I was just like, some of these songs sound like they were in a room in a writer's round writing these songs, and it was 2 girls and 3 guys as writers.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's coming across funny,
Right.
and not in the heart informative,
Right.
And I'm just like, dude, and I've told several people this. I would love, when we get off this interview, you can go write this song.
Okay. Noted. You'll get a royalty cut. How about that?
Well, I don't care. Just a mention would be nice. But anyway, but I want to hear that song where that woman talks about and praises that man that's in her life.
Yeah.
You don't hear that.
Yeah. That's funny you say that. My mama was talking to me, because I'm gonna be honest. Last year I definitely released some breakup songs, okay? I have what you call a bad picker, according to my mother.
I call it a loser on my forehead.
And, I've got a bad picker, okay? I'll just say it out loud. It's fine. But yeah, I was kind of writing all these, like, angry songs. I wasn't, and it wasn't necessarily directed at, anybody. I guess it's just my emotions just coming out, and then whoever I was writing it with.
Right.
And then it would sound good. And then by the end of the write, you've got like a diss track, basically. And you're like, well, what do I do with this? And you're like, well, I love this song so much. It's so catchy. Unfortunately, I think I have to put it out now. And she was like, Faith, I love you, but she's like, I think you just need to see it from the other side. Like, start writing a different perspective. And I said, you know what, Mama? You're right. And she said the same thing that you said. So that's a new challenge for me. And I think I might try to write that one.
Well, I mean, if you go back to like the heavy metal bands in the 80s, you had a lot of, well, Journey for one, REO Speedwagon, all these, and it was the famous rock ballad.
Yeah.
But it was all praising the woman that they were with.
Right.
And I'm just like, dude, just one person. That's all I need. One person to come up with a good country ballad singing about how good this man is, and they just couldn't live without him.
Yeah, maybe that'll shift some things,
Yeah.
Inspire something new. I like that, David.
Well, I mean, it's got to be fresh. That's what country music's about.
Keep it fresh, keep it fun, but like positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's so much. I mean, if you look around the world, there's way too much negativity. You got too many people that are scowling each other,
Yeah.
looking at each other in vehicles, road rage, everything else. Let's put some happy stuff out there.
No. Yeah. Well, my new releases have been pretty happy actually. I've been writing lots of happy, good vibe music. We're leaving all that junk in 2024. That was my mindset coming into this new year. Is like, what's in the past is in the past. Like, let that rest.
Yeah.
Because the more you just give your energy to things that, whether they've hurt your feelings or things that have, impacted your life in a negative way, the more you just sit there and think about it and let it, eat up at you, the more it's just stealing from your happiness. And it's like, does that even deserve that? Not really. Like, am I going to sit here and just wallow and be sad because I'm still thinking about that time that I was hurt or in pain? Like, you got to put things to rest and then move forward.
Yeah, because I mean, really, it just this is so bad of me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. After the divorce,
yeah,
my buddies talking to me and me creating this path that I've started.
Right.
The animal I cannot escape now.
There you go.
I'm more happier.
Yeah.
Because I see the difference that the show is making, and I see where I'm actually helping people.
Yes. I mean, that's like one of the best ways, in my opinion, is to, feel true joy. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think it's not even happiness. Like, at any time you are doing something, at least in my opinion, this is how I feel. Like, when I do something to help somebody else, or like I make someone else's day, like that gives me joy. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't just make me happy. Like, I'm going to think about that and be like, oh, I remember that time and I made someone so happy.
Yeah. Because it was weird for me, because when we did Christmas for Kids, we were out on the bus out there, and people actually had heard my show.
So cool.
They were actually coming on the bus. They actually wanted pictures with me, and they wanted autographs. And I was just like, after we was all done, I just stood there in the parking lot for a minute looking at the bus I was on, and I was just like, holy crap, that was so much fun.
I know. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
It was the best. I mean, but it meant a lot to the people that came out.
Right.
To actually get to see the people that they've watched and heard and actually get to meet them,
Yeah. I had a similar experience. This is one of my favorite stories to tell. I was at a concert. I was opening for Scotty McCreery, and I was just the opener. Like, which I was so excited to be there opening for him. It was the best time of my life. But
I think
some people
peed my pants the minute they said you're opening for Scotty McCreery. I'd have been like, oh crap.
I was so excited. Yes, this show was, I was just having the best day. I was not really worried about much. Like, I had my show outfit, right? Like, it was this whole get up, like it was this jumpsuit, sparkle boots, and I went to sound check wearing just a pair of jean shorts, like a pair of sneakers and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I just don't want to wear that outfit tonight. I'm just going to stay in this. Like, I'm just going to stay casual and cool and like chill. And so I go out on the stage and I do my thing and I sing my songs and I'm talking to the audience, and I'm starting to get some feedback, and like I could tell people were really listening to like what I was saying. And as an artist, I love that. I eat that up. I love when they are, and in, in lock with what I'm saying because they like my music and they're paying attention.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, okay, I think the vibe's good. I think they're liking it. And before I left the stage, I said, hey, y'all, I'm just going to, go to my merch booth. Love to meet some of you guys, thinking like, oh, maybe like 3 people will come say, hey, but why would they do? Because there was a section in between me and Scotty coming out. So people had time to like take a bathroom break and do all this stuff. So I'm like dilly-dallying around backstage thinking only a couple people might show up. And I walk out to my merch table with my mom and I go, Mama, that line to the bathroom is so long. I said, good grief, look how long that line is. And she goes, Faith, that line isn't for the bathroom. She said that line is people lined up to meet you.
Yeah.
And I remember just stopping. Like I wanted to cry. In that moment, I was like, oh my gosh. Like I was more excited to meet them than they were to meet me. That meant the whole world to me, that people would just wait in line to simply talk to me, take pictures. And I did. I sat in that line for about 4 to 5 minutes talking to each and every single one of those people who came out to watch me, signing hats and hanging out with them. And I felt like I was just making a bunch of new friends. It was the best experience ever.
Yeah. And what's crazy is there's a lot of artists that won't do that.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about, I had Wade Jennings on the show back when I first started doing the podcast. And that was one thing that impressed me so much about Wade Jennings was he told me he doesn't care if it's 4:00 in the freaking morning. If they're in that line to meet him, buy merch, he will shake hands, take pictures, and do whatever it needs to be done. But he's going to see everybody that's in that line.
I agree. And that's like I have so much respect for that too as an artist. Yeah. You have to remember where you come from. Like if you let things just go straight to your head, like you might be successful, but you're not going to be joyful. Like you're not going to truly have that happiness that you're looking for until you actually start interacting with the people who made you famous in the first place.
Right.
And I'm nowhere near that. But I am to the point where I'm like, I know that people are listening to my music. And to me, that means the world because I would not be where I am now without them. So that's how you just, as an artist myself, if I ever got to that point, I would do the same thing because I understand I would not be where I was without them.
Well, it's like, I've got friends and I'm sure you do too. You remember this phrase that my friends say this all the time. Well, when you get big, remember us little people.
Yes. But I'm like, why be, and I hate when people say that to me, actually. I'm like, to be so real with you. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Well, I just tell them, I said, dude, you've known me since freaking first grade.
It's like, you just hope that people know your heart, and it's sad that that's even a phrase.
Yeah. I don't care if I'm making, and I'm speculating here, but okay, say I'm making $1 million a year and I'm out there with as many viewers as possible and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I ain't changed. I'm still going to wear my Super Mario or my,
Yeah.
Give me a freaking artist t-shirt. I love that stuff.
Yeah, me too. And I think that's honestly the people who the stars that I've met personally and have really appreciated the most. Like I love even more now. Like, do you know how cool it is to meet an artist and them just be so kind and so sweet? You love them even more. And after talking with them. And I just love when that happens because it's like, wow, there's still so, as much as the news and the world talks about how much bad is going on, there's meeting people like that and knowing that they are a public figure and that people look up to them. I'm like, there's hope for the world because you're a good person.
Oh yeah. And there's a lot of good people out there. And honestly, that is one of the the great things that I get from this show. Every artist I talk to, we said, whether it's, virtual or you're at the studio sitting across the table from me, you end up making a friend.
Yeah.
And you get recognized. The artist recognize you when you're out, or you recognize them somewhere, and it's just like the conversation just starts right back.
Yeah. So cool. I love
I love it too. All right, you got to tell me something.
Okay.
When you're on the radio,
Okay.
iHeart and everything else, what's the craziest thing you ever had happen while on the radio?
Oh my gosh. That's a good question. One time, oh my goodness. Okay, so that's a good question. Oh, no, this is crazy. Okay. So
Okay.
I had just told a story about Jelly Roll.
Okay.
And I heard it. Okay, so I heard an interview with Jelly Roll, something about the CMA Awards, I think. He was like, and I heard that Jelly Roll has a new pair of socks every day. Like he will buy a new pair of socks every single day. And so I told this story in Charleston, and Jelly Roll just happened to be listening to my radio station the same time. And I was kind of like, I wasn't roasting him. Like, I wasn't saying anything negative, but I just was like, I was telling Rick, my co-host, I was like, did you know if Jelly Roll gets a new pair of socks every single day, he will never wear the same pair of socks? And I just thought that was so crazy. Which I probably need to do too, because my socks never match, okay? If my socks match, I'm having a good day.
I've got my special socks.
Yes. So I told this story, and Jelly Roll was in Charleston listening, and he called in the radio station and actually personally thanked us for talking about him. And I told Rick, I was like talking about his socks. Like, dang it, I wish I was saying something a little bit like, more important than talking about how he changes his socks. But he was so appreciative. That's how Jelly Roll is just the sweetest human on planet Earth. Because I was bringing up his name, and he was so flattered. But that might be the craziest thing that's happened to me.
That is pretty awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
So I told you we usually talk, but that just idea hit me. I wanted to hear
that was a good question. That made me think too, because there's been a lot of crazy things. Like my cousin Grace. So I'm Faith, she's Grace. We're like a little dynamic duo. She also works at that station in Charleston. She has a different role than I do, but she was doing an event with me one day, and we were giving out Thanksgiving meals.
Yeah.
And this lady came through the drive-thru, and Gracie loves Betty Boop, and she had like a Betty Boop wheel cover. And Gracie told her, I really like that wheel cover. Like, I love Betty Boop. Like, just making a comment. This lady starts taking off her wheel cover and hands it to Gracie like this.
Wow.
And says, here, you can have it. And I just thought that was so funny. I don't know why, but a Betty Boop wheel cover. Like, people they just bring you random stuff, and it's just hilarious.
It's crazy as I'll get out.
Yes, being on radio is a whole new thing.
Okay, I'm going to give you a crazy story real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to run to the bathroom. You get to talk to everybody.
Okay. Wait, really? That's a crazy story. Oh, hey guys. David's gone. This is the Faith and David show now. I'm in my house in Nashville. I could tell y'all to go stream my new song. It's called Crush. It just came out on all streaming platforms yesterday. And I wrote it with Eric Pasley and my producer Pat Tarpey, and it was so fun. So if you're watching, go check it out. And oh my gosh, what else? Oh, I can tell y'all I have a show coming up. If you want to see me in Nashville, I'm playing The Basement on February 15th. I know it's the day after Valentine's Day, but bring your boo and come out to my show. It's going to be a lot of fun, full band. We're going to be rocking the house. What else? Hope y'all are having a good day. And David's back. That was crazy. I just made some new friends, and I updated them on my new song and my show.
Yeah.
At the basement. So
See, I love that.
we're good. And
Well,
now
see, the bad part about podcasts is you can't flip it over to Pink Floyd The Wall.
yeah.
And
That's right. And then come back.
yeah, you can't do it. Or, put on Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, the 8-minute long song. So you got time to go do what you got to do.
I know. Well, it's okay.
And I'm old, so I go a lot.
Hopefully we didn't lose any viewers. I think we're good.
I don't care.
Oh.
It's always something around here. We do crazy stuff. So yeah, I'll get in touch with you when after this Friday, we got a lot of meetings going on. So hopefully after this Friday, I'll know if I got a studio downtown or not.
Okay. Well, you let me know and I'll be there. And you should come to my show at the basement.
Well, that's what you said the 25th?
It's on the 15th.
15th.
February, yes.
February. Okay.
If you're available, come out. It'll be fun.
Well, that's funny as I'll get out. February 14th, Nikki Stringfield is going to be at the basement.
Okay.
Her and her husband, Patrick, they're going to be playing. So I'll just have to tell Julie she'll have to get me 2 tickets.
Perfect.
And then tell them to put me up front on the right or somewhere.
There you go. There you go. I love it.
Oh, Lord. And when I did the advertisement for you, I did 2 different songs on the advertisements. So.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
I can't remember which ones they were, though, but one was that brand new one you just released.
Crush?
Yeah, Crush.
Perfect. That's great. Yeah, that just came out yesterday. So
you got a good. Is it released really good?
Oh yes, I had a great day yesterday. I got playlisted, which is really great for an artist to get playlisted. Spotify put it up on All New Country, and
oh sweet.
People are listening, and I'm like, okay, thanks. I don't know. My life is so surreal. I actually don't believe people listen to my music. Like, it's kind of weird. When I'm at a concert and someone starts singing my song, I look at their lips, like, are you singing the lyrics? Because usually I can't with my in-ears, I can't hear what people sing, you know? So I kind of watch the crowd, and when they're mouthing my words, I'm like, this ain't real. I'm not going to believe it.
Yeah. Say, I've talked to several artists about that first time.
Yeah.
That they actually seen the audience singing back to them.
It's scary.
And they'll flip that one ear, that one ear in ear out, and listen to them. And it's just like, it's like the highlight of the whole show.
Yes. That happened to me. I was actually opening for a buddy of mine, Matt Stell, and it was his show. And so I'm just the opener. This is my mentality. I'm like, I'm just the opener, which I'm super privileged. But I don't think a bunch of people are coming to see me. I'm thinking, and so there's this big crowd and stuff. And I start playing my song, Getting Over You, which is my most popular one. And I look at the crowd, and their lips are moving when I'm singing the song. So I take out my ear, sorry, that sounded terrible. I take out my in-ear. I don't actually take out my ear, y'all.
Yeah.
That would be kind of weird. I take out my in-ear, and then I can hear them, and they were all singing it. And I was or a lot of them were enough to hear it.
Yeah.
And so I'm shocked. That was the first time. I think I was almost scared. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And then I just stopped, and I just was looking around, and it was I got chills the whole show. And then after the show, people this one couple came up, and they were like, we traveled from Colorado to see you.
Yeah.
And Charleston. They came from Colorado to Charleston, South Carolina. And I was like, that is crazy.
I think it's the sweetest thing ever. when people actually will drive
I know.
to go see a show.
Yes.
I
And
just,
I was like, no way. No freaking way. Yeah. And I hung out with them for a little bit and, we took some pictures and chatted and they loved it. It was like, I still don't believe it. It's just so cool when stuff like that happens. And it
Yeah.
makes my job 1,000 times more amazing. So,
well, I mean, there's a saying, to thine own self be true. But then I've got my saying, I am my worst critic.
yes, me as
And
well.
I've noticed a lot of artists are actually their worst critic.
Oh, they are. Yes. We are all very hard on ourselves.
And I'm just like, dude, because I listened to your stuff because I was looking for what I wanted to do on the promo.
Yeah.
And you got some damn good stuff, girl.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thanks, David. That's so sweet.
Well, I mean, I love that you're putting together a little bit of a unique thing in the songs with the Southern South Carolina girl, and you're throwing in some soul in there on a little bit of it. And then you got, it's a wonderful country mix.
Thank you. Oh, wow. That's a huge compliment.
And I think, you got stuff you really need to be proud of.
Oh, thank you. Well, honestly, I think last year is when I really started. I was like, you know what? I just want to put out the music that I feel is me, that I love, that is undeniably myself.
Yeah.
And for a while, I was kind of scared to do that. As a young female artist, like people will try to tell you, you need to sound like this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I was like, I tuned all of it out and I said, enough. I was like, I appreciate constructive criticism, but like I'm an independent artist and I'm going to take advantage of that. And so what I started doing was just doing what I felt right. If I came up with, sometimes the first lyric you hear in your head is the right one. And I've just learned to not keep second guessing myself. And if I feel that something is right, I'm going to do it. And why? Because I can. but also like when I'm in the studio, like, and I'm working with my producer, I just tell him like, I just want to write what feels good to me. And so that's how I've been prioritizing all of my songs. And that's how I pick them is if this feels good to me and I feel like people are going to listen to this message and it's going to affect their heart, I'm going to put it out. And that's what I've been doing. And I think it's working.
Yeah. Cause I mean, it always amazed me. And I know you've seen it too. An artist will start and then they've got everybody in their ear. And the next thing you know, they're into the cookie cutter.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
And it's the same thing. And oh my God, did you see what so-and-so was wearing? And then the next thing you know, they've got the same exact outfit and the earrings and this and that. You're not being true to yourself.
Yeah. And I agree with that 100%. I think to be an artist, and I'm still 23 years old, like I'm still young. Every day I'm still figuring out like what I want and who I'm becoming. And that's normal. And I don't think that's ever going to change. I don't think that should ever change. But I think when you have that gut feeling, like that feeling of this is right, like this is what I like and this is what I want to do, nobody should be able to take that away from you. Like that's yours. Like that belongs to you. And that music that you write, that's yours. Like the way you want to dress and present yourself, that's yours. Like, I think you should totally own who you are. And I think that's going to be what makes you stand out and what eventually, labels and other people are going to see and notice.
Yeah. So that way, one day soon, you are the trendsetter.
Aw, a trendsetter. Okay. She's an influencer.
Well, I mean, between you and Allie Walker, y'all got the trucker hat thing going on.
Oh, I love her. Oh my God, I love her. And I had played around with her not too long ago. She is so cool. And her music is so different and fun, and her style, and I'm just like, yes, girl,
Yeah.
you go after it.
And she actually came close when she was talking about taking that guy out into the creek and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, you're close. You're close.
Yeah, I know. But like, honestly, she's figured out her niche and it's working for her. So props to her. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
still have a good trucker hat. I own about too many. I can't even count. Probably well over 30.
Honey, I've got probably 25, 30 in there in my closet.
I know. I love a good trucker hat. I don't know. Someone was asking me, I actually went to a meeting with a stylist the other day because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know what my style is. I know what I like. But some days I'm like dressed like this. And then some days I'm dressed to the nines, like wearing heels and boots. And I'm like, I don't know what. I just like to do what feels right that day, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever. If I like it.
Like I said, sometimes I'll get up and I've got a button-up shirt on.
Yeah.
During the summer, I was real bad sitting here doing interviews in a tank top, showing tattoos and everything, and I think it's supposed to be 9 degrees Monday.
Yes, I will not be leaving my house.
Yeah, I got to at 3 a.m. to go to the day job.
That's awful.
I'll have full Carhartt on.
Yep.
Everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I grew up near the beach. And so, like, sometimes during the summer, I like that beach style. But, like, you can't do that in the winter here. I'll freeze to death.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, how do I make this big sweater look, trendy? At this point, I'm just wearing sweatsuits, like sweat sets and stuff. Because I'm like, at least this works and I'm warm. So I don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
The other day, I was going out and I walked downstairs in a sweat set, like just completely, I look just bummed out, like just hanging. And my mom was like, "That's what you're wearing?" I said, "Yep, that's what I'm wearing." And I went out with my friends.
Well, you can let mom know I'm sitting here in a t-shirt and camouflage daddy bottoms.
For these interviews, today I actually am wearing jeans. For these interviews, sometimes I'll wear my PJ pants because I'm like, who knows?
Well, the virtual stuff, you can do that because it's usually, from here up.
You wear like a really nice top. Like,
Yeah.
one time I wore like a nice top, like sequins, and I had like plaid PJ pants on. And I was like, ain't nobody gonna see this.
Exactly. Unless you get up to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, true. You gotta watch it then.
Oh, Lord. Faith, this has been a blast. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. This has been so much fun. This is great conversation. I hope that the audience enjoyed it. Our little yap session is what I call it.
Oh, we're going to do it again because I've been having too much fun with you. So.
Well, perfect. Yeah, let me know about the Nashville location. I'll be there. Thank you all so much for listening.
And tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok for the next 3 days. And you can find me on Twitter, wherever. Honestly, also Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. It's at Faith Schueler. It's on the screen right now. And that's SCHUELER.
Yep. And you've got a .com, right?
Oh, yep. I've got www.faithschueler.com. Do I sound like an ad yet?
No, I'll add all that in.
Perfect. And then, and check out my new song. Came out yesterday. It's called Crush.
Yep. And it's a damn good one. So I hope everybody listens to it.
Thank you, David.
No problem. Stick around for a minute. We're going to tell everybody bye and I'll be right back to you.
Okay.
All right. Everybody, please like, share, follow, subscribe. This is how these independent artists are being able to move on up the ladder, to get closer to being out there for you, to do a venue in your town. This is how everybody looks at all of it, and they get to take pictures with you. You get to listen to their music. You get to meet them. Because I'm telling you, you're going to meet these independent artists more and more all across the United States because these guys are just doing some amazing, incredible things. Y'all can also listen to Faith Schueler, iHeart, Nashville 360. She's on there. Y'all can listen to all that good stuff. And help this old man out. Go to my YouTube and hit subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And I've got websites and all that other stuff, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Y'all check that out. And we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much. And good news is on the way. Love ya. Mean it. Ciao, baby.